Hey guys, it's Miss Singer. I am standing on top of the Temple of Zeus in ancient Greece. So we're going to be going on a virtual tour today. We're going to be visiting Olympia, which is where I'm at right now. We're going to be visiting Athens and Sparta. So I chose to go to Olympia first because it was the birthplace of the Olympics and is home to the very large Temple of Zeus, which we have already seen in the Disney movie Hercules, and we will also see it in our Google Earth tour because part of it still exists today. So I'm just going to go around this way, and before I get down, you can see this is actually, this is actually one of the stadiums for the Olympics, and we go down there, you can actually see them practicing, and this is the track. So this is what it would have looked like back then during the Olympic Games. There is another stadium. Where is it at? Over on that side over there. Cool. So the Temple of Zeus, I'm just going to jump down. I've got this cool feature. If I jump wherever I'm at, I can't die. So it's nice. And go inside, and boom, there is Zeus. You can see all these people are in here like praying, right? It's basically like their church. It's decorated with all these like nice tile mosaics, right? A mosaic is when I have a bunch of tiles in the form of a different pattern or picture. I get closer. Zeus is about 30 feet tall. If you climb up him, she never wants to do this. There we go. He's made out of ivory, bronze, and there's some gold too. So a lot of metal and ivory. Some of them are made out of marble as well. You can see all of the columns, all of just like the detail of this building. Cool. So let's go check out some of these little stadiums outside. So let's go this way. Take my horse. It'll be a little bit faster. Where is he? Oh, there he is. So my character's name is Cassandra. She is actually the granddaughter of Leonidas. Whoops. Leonidas is one of the big leaders of Sparta. So I'll tell you a little bit more about them. So these guys, they are training for their running portion of the Olympics. So you can actually go and see if we can just go run with this dude. Oh yeah, he's fast. I think I'm faster though. I'm catching up with him. Oh. Oh. I win. And then, get my horse again. He just shows up wherever you want him to. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna go over here and check this other area out. Got another stadium over here. People practicing for the Olympics. When you play the game, you can actually participate in the Olympic Games. So I already did that part. So that's why I can just kind of like come in and not do anything. But yeah, when you first play it, you have to like do a couple of different, participate in the Olympics. So that's Olympia. Pretty much just known for Temple of Zeus and the origination of the Olympics. So I'm gonna go to our map so you can see on the map we're located on the Peloponnesian Peninsula, right? You got the mainland of Greece. Up here would be the Pindos Mountains. Mount Olympus should be around this area, but unfortunately all of this part right here you can't go to. I tried. It doesn't let you. So we're gonna go over here where it says Attica. We're gonna zoom in. This is the city of Athens. So this actually has a wall, like I told you guys, all around it. So you can see that right there. So we're gonna go here, and I'm gonna transport ourselves there. It's pretty cool as you play the game. It tells you different information. So right here it says Sparta owned one of the biggest territories in classical Greece and relied on ground forces and military training for the sons of citizens aged 7 to 29 for protection. So if you were 7 years old to 29 years old, you were a full-time warrior. Some other things it'll tell you, like little hints on things to do during the game, but it's pretty cool. Like it gives you a lot of different facts. So like during the Peloponnesian War, some cases of cannibalism were observed. It means that people ate other people. It's gross. Let's see. What else does it tell us? The sundial was standard timepiece in ancient Greece. They would use a sundial to be able to tell time. An ancient Greek world is full of oceanic adventures above and below the water. Alright, so we are now located on a massive statue of Athena that I don't think actually existed. I think this is just like a recreation for the video game, but we are at the Acropolis, top of a hill in Athens. So an Acropolis, right, is where all of the temples are located, or a majority of the temples are located. So this is the entrance right here. So there's a staircase. I'll just run over here really quick. There is a staircase that takes you down and to the bottom part, so you can like look over here. So it winds down, and then you eventually get down right there. It takes you down to that main like level, and I can go around, and this is where the houses are. And then we're gonna go over to the other side. The theater's over there, and then the agora is on the other side. So I can go back up here, and we're going to check out the Parthenon, which was dedicated to the goddess Athena. So see, this is a pretty elaborate statue. I'm not sure if that was actually there, but we're going with it. So the Parthenon is over here. This was one of the most famous buildings in ancient Greece, and of course dedicated to Athena. So we're gonna go around here. Actually, I want to show you. So you can see all of like the intricate carvings in it, all of the metalwork, the columns. We're gonna go down to the other side. And inside there's said to be a 37-foot statue of Athena. The real one does not exist anymore. It got destroyed. So there's a replica out there that somebody made. And there she is. Uh-oh, there's a soldier too. I think I might have actually killed that guy at one point during this game, but see if we can climb up. So she's made out of bronze, gold, and ivory. She's got her helmet on. This is a pretty good replica of what a representation of what it would look like. It's about 37 feet tall. It's pretty accurate. It might be a little bit bigger, but so compared to my person, it's a pretty big statue. And then on the walls too, you also have these, they're called frescoes. So it's like a plastered painting. And you also, it's kind of like a mural because it covers so much area. And then you also have the mosaics, the tile work at the bottom. Alright, moving on. So the Acropolis, there's lots of other temples over here. I want to show you guys the theater, so we're going to go down this way. And I'm just gonna, there it is. That's the theater of Dionysus. Boop. Alright, so it's a pretty big theater. You go down here, you can see there's lots of, well, not lots, but like there's a few people hanging out watching. You got some people practicing. There is a dead pig. It's considered to be a sacrifice to the gods, right? This is dedicated to Dionysus, so it'd be a sacrifice to the god Dionysus. And they're acting, oh, they're so dramatic. Okay, moving on. We're gonna go around. I'm gonna get a horse. And we're gonna go around this way. So you can see in Athens, it's really like bright, lots of statues, lots of columns, lots of flowers. It's just like very classic, artsy, a lot of water features. You sort of need to compare this kind of to Sparta, because Sparta, when we visit it, it's just kind of like boring and plain and it's like dark. It's not as like light. So this would be an example of some of their housing. So this is like what their houses look like very like basic, like stucco houses, like nothing fancy, no columns, none of that stuff, right? So they really invested in having better architecture for like the temples and like government buildings in the Agora and on the Acropolis, but the other areas were not fancy at all. Like the houses were very simple. Okay, we are almost to the Agora. Just keep going this way a little bit. You can also tell when you get there because their outfits completely change. Like, look at these people. They're dressed way fancier than some of the people that we saw before. So, you know, we're getting in a fancier part of town because this is where all of the aristocrats hang out. So this is actually a leader building. So this is where one of the leaders live. So if I go in there, I'll have to like fight people. I don't want to do that. It goes down this way. Now we're in the Agora. So Athens Mint, that's where money is made. So that's where they would make their coins at. So the Agora is considered to be the center of government and commerce. So commerce meaning like money. So you, on one hand, you have like the marketplace, right? On the other hand, you have like these other buildings, the pillars. These are all like really important government buildings. So this is where like they would meet and discuss different laws. You know, that's where the money was created. You have a leader house over here. So an important part. So you'll notice like all of these buildings are a lot nicer and more elaborate. Well, so let's go lastly over to Sparta. So we're going to go to our map. And we're going to go back across to the Peloponnesian Peninsula. Go down. You zoom in. And this will take us to Sparta. Let's see what other facts they tell us. Peloponnesian War lasted for nearly 30 years and ended with the occupation of Athens. So spoiler alert, Sparta wins. It lasted 27 years. Ooh, ancient Greeks swiped their fingers on bits of bread which were thrown to dogs. They didn't use napkins. It's an interesting fact. Alright, we are in Sparta. Just fly over a little bit because I'm not going to show you guys too much of it. But all the buildings are like dark brown. They have columns, but like it just is just more simple, right? Like there's not as many statues. Like there's statues, but not as many as there are in Athens. There's not as much music. There's not as much like water fountains and just like really cool architecture and things. Like it just is very basic, which is like one of the biggest differences between the two. Like you're talking like on a surface level, like what they look like. So it does, they do have a theater, so we'll go to the theater because it's right here next to this building that I'm on once it loads. It's going this way, so just jump down. So this is one of their theaters. It's not, I don't know which god or goddess this is dedicated to. So it's just like really basic. Like you don't have anybody even acting like there was in Athens. Like you had a whole crew up here practicing. It's like just plays were important to them. If you go around here, let's take a look at some of the other stuff. Yeah, some statues. Okay, so these guys, this is kind of cool. These guys are like warriors in training. So they're like practicing to be warriors. This is the warriors' barracks. So this is where they would have lived. So they would have like hung out in here. Let's see if I can go in. So the warriors like live all together in here. And their wives would stay home in their actual, because they would also have like real houses. Their wives have to stay home and take care of the house because they would have to live here to train full time. Yeah. So this is Sparta. It's just like not as interesting as Athens, I would say. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed our little tour. One other thing you can see, just like I want to point out, is like throughout the whole thing you see like mountains, right? Mountains are everywhere. Another thing is from a bird's eye view, like you can't even see, you can kind of see the ocean out there, like right here, but you can't really see the ocean. Like in Athens, if you were to go to a bird's eye view, you can see the ocean because Athens is right up by the water, which makes sense why they have a better navy than Sparta does, because Sparta is more inland. But you know, mountains are everywhere. You also notice, like, again, your temples are on the top of a hill, right in the middle of your city. That's something that's pretty standard in all of the city-states. That's the mountain my character was thrown off of as a child. She survived. Spoiler alert, but yeah. Pretty cool backstory to this game. My character is the granddaughter of Leonidas, and Leonidas was the, like, they called him the wolf of Sparta. And he was the leader of Sparta during the Second Persian War, Thermopylae, and they lost. It was called the Battle of 300, right? They had 300 soldiers, and they were up against a lot more than that in Persia, and they were way outnumbered. But it's kind of an interesting backstory if you're into history and you want to learn more about ancient Greece and like Greek mythology and like just like the wars and stuff. Like, you should totally play this game because they tell you all kinds of stuff. And like, even when I'm playing, like, as a teacher, I like still make connections, and I'm like, whoa, like that's super cool, like I didn't even know that, or oh, like that makes sense why they would do that. So yeah, I think you should check it out. It's pretty neat. Well, cool. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a good day. Bye bye.